Hello, I'm Matthew from Rosie and Rosie, investment property specialists helping you invest in property with confidence. Today I just wanted to talk to you about the current state of the property market. It's September 2020, it's the start of spring, and while the weather is starting to improve, this year feels a little bit different. On Tuesday, being the first Tuesday of the month, the RBA unsurprisingly announced no change to the cash rate. And yesterday we saw the government formally announce that the economy is in a recession. COVID-19 has certainly affected all of our lives, and in some way or another, it's often the topic of conversation now as we come out of hibernation and start to catch up with people face to face again, rather than online. And I can say how wonderful that's been for me personally, catching up with people again. I don't quite appreciate how much I missed it until it was gone, which is, I think it's good for the soul. So have enjoyed seeing friends and families and colleagues in the industry and clients over the last couple of weeks with restrictions easing. And it's not uncommon for the conversation to turn to COVID and how that's affecting or will affect the property market. You know, is it a good time to be buying? Is it a good time to be selling? What's going to happen? And certainly there are parts of the market that have been hit because of the Rona. The Airbnb market and the student accommodation market and parts of Sydney and Melbourne have been smashed, and where prices have been inflated by foreign buyers. They're also now seeing a softening in house prices given that they are unable to enter the country, basically. Here in Adelaide, though, our population growth has always been quite modest, and so we're a little bit insulated from the effects of the population growth problems that Sydney and Melbourne are experiencing. But certainly international tourism and international students is having an effect on our local economy. Property prices have largely remained unaffected, but as I said, certain areas where there's a high density of Airbnb accommodation and or student accommodation is feeling it somewhat. Clearance rates and average time on the market have largely been no different to the normal seasonal dip that we see around this time of the year, where people don't generally like to sell in the winter months. But that's not to say that we're immune. Household incomes are likely to fall as a result of job losses and a rolling back of the JobKeeper support, which is going to start happening soon. Household incomes, like population growth and access to credit, is a key factor in property prices. If household incomes drop, then our ability to pay more for a house decreases. So certainly I think we'll see a softening in house prices in some suburbs, mostly in those towns or suburbs whose local economy relies on tourism. Thankfully, many of us are travelling to those affected areas, spending locally, which is great. Given being able to cross the border is a lot more complicated now, so our holidays, when we do take them, are a lot more local, which will help soften the blow for those areas. Blue chip suburbs will continue to do well. They seem to be able to withstand any economic factors going on if they're well located in good school zones, and generally they will continue to grow in value and still have good demand. So is it a good time to buy? Yes, I think it is, if you've got the ability to do so without stretching yourself. Now's not the time to be taking big risks. The economy still has a long way to go to recover, but I think well-located homes will continue to represent good value and continue to grow in value. Interest rates are historically low. Lenders are offering very competitive deals. Even low deposit borrowers can get rates under 3% now, which is extraordinary. And then there's the government incentives on the table too, depending on whether you're a first home buyer and or building. Anywhere from $15,000 up to $40,000 is on the table. And we're starting to see state and federal government bring forward investment into infrastructure and other projects which will help to create short-term jobs and long-term jobs and economic benefits. So is it a good time to sell? Well, that depends. If your circumstances would improve by selling, whether that's your financial or emotional circumstances, then yeah, there are still buyers out there. Get a good agent, and by all means get on the market. There are buyers out there, but bear in mind that while there's $15,000, $25,000 up to $40,000 grants on the table for buying new, you are competing for those buyers' attention if they're eligible for that. We've recently helped a few clients, I guess, work through the decision to sell, and we've recently helped clients to buy in the current market. And we've loved helping them, and we've really loved helping some tenants break out of the rent cycle and buy their first homes too, which has been lovely. If you're interested in exploring your options, whether that's to buy or sell a home, or if you just haven't caught up for a while and you're interested in grabbing a beer or a coffee, shoot me a message or give me a call. We don't have to talk about the coronavirus, but that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and it's Matthew from Rosie and Rosie, investment property specialists, helping you invest in property with confidence.